Tulasi Gowda, who doesn't know the year of her birth but believes she is more than 80 years, has devoted her life to transforming vast swaths of barren land in her native state of Karnataka, in southern India, into dense forests.
Not only India, she had walked for miles deep in the tropical rainforest, carefully cutting healthy branches from hundreds of trees and replanting and grafting them. Her eyes lighted up when she talks about rare seeds and saplings. And when she dies, she would like to reborn as a big tree.
Tulasi Gowda has spent most of her more than 8 years planting and nurturing trees in the south.
During their long trips to forest to collect firewood for her family, her mother taught her how regeneration is best done with seeds for big healthy trees. When she was a teenager, she turned a gutted landscape behind her family houses into a dense forest.
Tulasi Gowda expressed the best that would be under the shade of big tree with huge branches. I like them more than anything else in my life.
Mrs. Tulasi Gowda, who worked for 48 years in the government nursery and retiring officially in 1998.
Tulasi Gowda continued to work there for another 15 years in full-time advisory role and still helps out. Since her childhood, she spoke to trees like a mother who speaks to her infant children,
Sharing her immense knowledge of local trees.
as a child, Mrs. Tulasi Gowda, who never learned to read or to work, reversed to the stripping of local forests by replanting trees.
The Halakki Vakkaliga's population about 180,000 was never given scheduled status. Members of her tribes who have occupied the vast tropical forests of the western mountains in the state for centuries have been agitating for such recognition since 2006.
There are 700 or so tribal groups which have the population of 104 million according to the last completed census in 2000. Out of those groups, more than 600 communities are scheduled tribes, which means they get certain government benefits including preference in educational institutions and government jobs.
In 1983, a top Indian forest officer, Adugodi Nanjappa Yellappa Reddy, arrived at a government nursery in Karnataka with a daunting task to reforest large portions of land in the area.
On his first day of work under a sweltering sun, he met Mrs. Gowda, who worked at the nursery. She was separating small stones from soil and meticulously planting seeds and saplings.
Over the years, she has received around a dozen prizes for her pioneering conservation work, but the most prestigious came last year when the government recognized her efforts and her vast knowledge of forest ecosystems with the Padma Shri Award, one of the country's highest civilian honors.
Tulasi Gowda walked barefoot to receive her medal for the Padma Shri Award in Rashtrapati Bhavan, the official residence of the President in New Delhi. Throughout her life, Tulasi Gowda said in the interview, she has walked barefoot and never worn shoes, not uncommon for members of her tribal community.